the reader. And instead, you should just put it in the end of your research paper. And as you can see here, the author has proceeded doing many things: scoring, analysis, interpretation of data, discussion of data, scoring. هاي الأشياء الخاصة بالبحث مالته. Now we have one of the most, let's say, important things that we need to do every time when we create our research body, which is a reference page. Reference page is supposed to be, I think, the last one, okay? And you should start the reference list on a new page. Don't include this, for instance, here, let's say. If you have blank here, let's say half page here, let's say if you have a half page on page 19, don't write, for instance, references here. Instead, you should start with a new page, a reference page, just like the abstract page, okay? So the reference should be bolded, centered at the top of the page, okay? And all references should follow in alphabetical order. And there should be a reference entry for every source cited in the text. So all your references used in the body should be listed here in the reference list. Every single reference you have mentioned, you have used, and should basically be written in the reference page, okay? We have, for example, here a source of 2 authors. عندنا هنا مصدر، هذا المصدر بمؤلفين 2, as you can see here. All right, so you see here. So I have fully discussed this in text citations with one reference, let's say, source with 1 author, source with 2 authors, and 3 authors. Okay, so you can get back again to the previous session and try to learn more about this. Okay, as you can see, I'm going to just teach you how to write this in the proper way. So we have body, comma, and, okay, and Rosenthal, this is the name of the author, comma, R, 1993, this is the publication year. So you should use the first or the, you should use the last name of the author, and the middle name, the first name, you should write it with initials, for example, or not necessarily with initials. The book will indicate that. I mean, what is written on the book, on the publication, on the journal, all right, on the article of the journal, you should just copy paste what is written on the source. So we have here an article and Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. As you can see here, the title of the reference should be written this way, but the journal should be should be capitalized. The first letter of the name of the of each word of the name of the journal should be capitalized. I have indicated this earlier, so please go back and make it as a reference. Here we have, for instance, a source with organizational author, as you can see. عندنا هنا organization, يعني مؤسسة, American Association of University Professors. We don't have the name of the author. This will be the author, let's say, instead. So as you can see here, the publication, year of publication, and this is, of course, a web page, or, okay, it's called Data Snapshot, Contingent Faculty in U.S. Higher Education, all right? So this is taken from this link. So basically you should follow this, okay? Sometimes when you use sources that are online academic publications, like for instance, and a journal article, let's say, in one of the web, let's say, an online, يعني يسمونه online journals like American Psychologist, and this is the name, are student ratings of instruction useful? In this case, you should follow the same way you do with the hard-written journals or published journals. You should indicate the number, the volume, and the pages, right? يعني عدد الصفحات اللي موجودة، يعني صفحات هذه المقالة اللي موجودة في المجلة، نفس طريقة المجلة الاعتيادية اللي هي الببلشد، اللي هي المنشورة، والأونلاين جورنالز، إذا متوفر عندكم هذه المعلومات. الاختلاف الوحيد أنه should indicate the what URL, okay, or the link if they are available, right? You should indicate it here. So the same thing, I think, goes with the second one. You see? Also remember that all citations should be double spaced. نحن طبعا نعطي double space بالأيمن ننقر، نقول له paragraph، نختار double space. Okay? After the first line of each entry, okay, every following line should be indented. يعني لا تلاحظون أنه كل يعني اسماء المؤلفين هنا، يعني الاسماء الاوثرز كلها موجوده بخط واحد. The second line should be indented. اقل شيء كلمه واحده should be indented, right? And the third line too, okay, which should not be on the same line at all. This is according to APA style. تقدرون تسوون هذا، تروحون الى كذلك بالايمن تنقرون على الباراجراف and تطلع لكم الباراجراف، تختارون hanging indent، هو يرتب لكم اياه بهذه الطريقه، انه second line والthird line يعني indented while the first line will be يعني يكون باستقامه، يعني نفس okay. And this is a print book، هذا كتاب مطبوع يعني منشور، right? As you can see here, Bloom, BS, MD, and so on and so forth. Taxonomy of educational objectives, okay? The classification of education goals, Addison, Wesley, and so on and so forth. طبعا كتاب مشهور هذا، بلوم والمؤلفين الآخرين اللي جاي يشوفونه أمامكم. هنا ما قلنا إيتال، الإيتال فقط وين قلنا؟ فقط you use إيتال when you do in-text citation. Okay? ننتقل معلومات معينة، so quotations and so on, paraphrasing. You don't need to mention the full names of the authors, but here you have to. كل الأسماء المؤلفين 4 5 تذكرهم هنا وين بالreference page. Okay? What about if there is a chapter? إذا استخدمت chapter مثلا، sometimes you use chapters in one of an edited collection. يعني عندي كتاب، أنا هذا الكتاب بمجموعة editors. Within this book there are many chapters. You should do this, right? جاي تلاحظون students do write different academic fields differently. هذا the name of the chapter. In, right? In, this is the these are the name of the editors، اسماء المحررين, and this is the name of the what of the book, right? And the pages, you should also include the pages. هذا كلش سهل يعني. If you've got many editions of a print book, what are you going to do? In this case, you should just indicate in parentheses second edition, third edition, fourth edition, and so on. يعني مجرد يعني بعد الطبعة تكتب، يعني بعد العنوان تكتب الطبعة، يعني الثانية الثالثة الرابعة and so on. If it is an academic article, okay, إذا كانت مقالة أكاديمية, you should follow this. The same way we did before, okay? طبعا there are many يعني reference let's say many issues to discuss with the reference page, but at least these are the most significant ones that you need to know, you need to learn. Please go back again to the previous sessions to learn more about the reference page, how to create reference page and so on. يعني هو عندنا اشياء وقضايا تخص الريفرنسز، شلون نسويها، شلون يعني نكتب قائمة مصادر. هذه قائمة مصادر ما بيها مشاكل. Sometimes you, for example, use some information from YouTube channel, or use some information from, for instance, a video or from film, يعني movie. حتى الموفي أنا ممكن أستفيد من عنده. For example, sometimes from interviews, من مقابلات يعني صارت, for example, between 2 or 3 people. How would you document this? How would you create a reference entry? شلون تسوي قائمة مصادر خاصة بهاي الأشياء? And of course, we'll discuss. I have discussed all these things previously, and I will also shed light on these things in the upcoming sessions. إن شاء الله هنناقشها واحدة في المحاضرات القادمة. And appendices also should begin after the reference list. Should take one, let's say, a new page. Should start with a fresh page, يعني صفحة جديدة. The word appendix should appear at the top of the page, bolded, centered. If there are many appendices, label them with capital letters. Appendix 1, Appendix B, A, B, C, and so on, or 1, 2, 3. This depends. I'll start each with a new page. Okay. وكل واحد من الappendices إذا كانت عندك متفرعة, so you have to you have to start with a new page too. Okay, as you can see here. طبعا هاي الملحقات أو الملاحق كلش مهمة, أنه بيها مثلا questions, بيها test, يعني you use some test, and use for example some questionnaire or attitude survey, استبيانات مثلا, هاي لازم تخليها. All right. So these couple of notes are for you. I'm not going to read it. And please just feel free if you have any questions. And I will, of course, respond to your questions as fast as I can. And post your questions on the Google Classroom. Again, I repeat, and I hope that you get some gains from this session. Now I will give you just a few time to ask some questions if you like, just less than 5 minutes. I will unmute you all. So thank you very much indeed for listening, and really appreciate